Hey y'all, I'm going to show you how to make an attribute that will be able to change the texture of this cube between this image and this one. So, I just got to make sure that I have a good texture or material on this guy. So right now I just got standard surface, everything looks good. I'm in texture preview and I'm not using any UDIMs right now just for the sake of showing this, but pretty much the same thing applies here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring in my patterns. And instead of doing something like just throwing them straight into the base color, I'm actually going to create a blendColors node. So what this will be able to do is be able to let me change between, right now it's the color red and blue, change between them. So for this one, I'm just going to put one of them in here and one of them in here. And when I go to base color, we'll be able to see that we can switch between these. But if I wanted to connect this to this anim here, this little shirt here, maybe you're using it for a character or anything like that, I'm going to go ahead and select this anim. I'm going to add an attribute. I'll call it texture toggle. And you can make it an integer if you don't want any transition between them, or you can make them a float if you want to be able to smoothly transition between them. So for right now, I'll just do integer, or actually, I'll show float. I'll do from 0 to 1, because I have 2 of my texture sets. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. So now I have a new called texture toggle. So now I'll go to my set key editor. I'll set this as my driver, and I'm going to want to use my blendColors node as the driver. So with my texture toggle anim set to 0 and my blender set to 0, I can go ahead and key this. And now I can go to texture toggle anim set it to 1, blendColors blender set to 2, and I can go ahead and set key. So now I can be able to smoothly transition between these two images just using an anim, so it makes it more animator friendly. So you don't have to go back in here and change everything every now and then. Awesome. And so if I go ahead and check my render, just make a quick skydome, it also shows up on the render as well. Awesome. I hope this helps. Also, it should be noted that the same thing works with UDIMs, just making sure that I have the same amount of UDIM tile images per it. So, for example, I have 2 UDIMs here. I got pattern 1, 0, 0, 1, pattern 1, 0, 0, 2, pattern 2, 0, 0, 1, and pattern 2, 0, 0, 2. And in my UV editor, my cube has 2 UDIMs. For example, the bottom face here is the one that has a different image, and if I go to render, everything works as expected.